Buzz TV. Fun night, Friday, we're in Vegas. We caught up with a couple guys from Nino. How you guys doing today?
Doing really good.
I'm doing great, man.
So let's let them know who we're here with, and?
Diego Reducco, I play guitar.
I am Laz Pina. I play bass guitar.
So, needless to say, we got the rhythm section, and we're driving it hard.
Oh, I love the flags. The flags have El Nino on there.
Yeah, guys love that when we do that stuff. Second night of the tour. Last night, you're at the Whiskey. Second night in Vegas. So, how'd that first night turn out?
You know, it was a good turnout. I'm from LA, so actually I'm from Orange County, right south of LA, but I just, you know, say I'm from LA because no one knows where Santa Ana is. But it was good, man. It was nice to see a big crowd there again. We went on super late for California standards, but nobody left, stuck around, and, you know, rocked out with us.
Oh, that's a great thing.
It was an unusual show for sure. It was, I mean, we kicked off in LA at the Whiskey, which is, you know, me as a kid, you know, reading about Motley Crue and all the great bands, the Doors, that have been through those stages. So it's always like an honor to have, to me it's a privilege to play that stage. It's an institution. So, you know, at the same time, it's got this tremendous karma of shit that doesn't allow a band to perform in their everyday form or their most common form. Kind of changes and just everyone performs pretty much uniquely special in that room, which is I think why people are so, you know, endearing to the place, because you always get something very different from a band in there.
You know me, I love going upstairs. For some reason, when I'm in that place, I just like going upstairs and watching a band from the balcony. I could see it a lot better.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, even if I'm right up front.
It's a great place to watch a show as well.
I just love watching it from upstairs in the balcony. So where's this tour going to take you guys through?
It's a North American tour. We're going through, man, pretty much most of the states.
We're doing 44 shows in 49 days.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, we only have 7 days off.
I was going to say, sleep days are going to be few and far between?
Yeah, we're not going to be resting too much, which is good. You know, we don't need the rest. Want to keep trudging through.
Exactly. Now, the CD that you're promoting on this tour, let's talk.
We're not really promoting the CD. We're promoting our first album.
I heard that. That's what we're playing the whole thing in its entirety.
We're celebrating our 15-year anniversary. And in tribute to the first record, we were playing it in its entirety, and then then we're gonna give them some the through the year stuff as well. But yeah, it's been pretty cool. You know, it feels like time traveling.
Well, you know, it's really great to be able to go back and do something like that. One, it's well received and the crowd's gonna love it. But just from a band's point of view, it's not often that as an artist you can do that. You could always in a set maybe pick a song or two, but it's very rare you're able to go back and find an album that you really loved and play that whole thing and almost recreate the love that you had the first time around.
Yeah, this is one of the records that is, you know, very near and dear to most of the fans. And to be able to play the entire thing, you know, like you said, it's brings the band. I wasn't in the band when the record came out, but I remember picking up the CD and buying it. So I'm actually reliving it from almost a fan perspective of listening to it the first time, and like, oh my God, you know, this is nuts. I've never heard anything like this before. Now being in the band, I get to be the one playing these songs, and like I said, flashing back to the time when I heard songs, I'm like, oh man, what was I doing this time? You know. Exactly. The first time I heard this song, I was doing this. So that's a different perspective on my part, you know, but.
That's very nice, though. That's very nice to hear. I like that.
Now, is there anywhere special you're looking forward to playing on this tour? Is there a specific stop?
New Jersey at Starland Ballroom, which is where the band kind of the band came out of like the Birch Hill, you know, and WSOU over there, pirate radio station, you know, which started with them in the early days. When you're talking about you, what brings me back is the early days of those songs being developed and turning into what they did, and how they emerged on radio without the band even, you know, doing a proper show, and you felt like it was something special then. You know, there was you knew your life was. I know I felt like my life was about to change in a very profound way, and I wasn't sure at the time if I was ready to accept it. You know, and say, how bad. You know, I was content with my life. Do I want to go on this adventure? And I said, well, you know what? Maybe it'll realistically be cool for one album and get to see the world, and you know, with the nature of it, I'll be lucky that I actually did it.
You know, and
But
15 years later, you
didn't
know.
imagine 15 years later.
Exactly. Now, let me ask a question about that. Being in the business as long as you have been, and seeing things, how they've changed and go through its progression, what kind of advice might you give the younger cats out there that are breaking in, that actually, you know, are past the garage level stage? Would you say maybe go indie, or try to find that deal, or don't
think
quit your
it's-
day job?
Well, listen, it's a big risk, you know. You know, studying and keeping some of your day job, if it's good, keep the freaking job, you know, and because you can still make it work. It just becomes a little harder, but it doesn't matter, because it's, you know, it's where you need to be outside of work anyway, you know, and because it is really a tough game, and it's become tougher, but it is more fair game, you know, and it can be done where a band could rise through the social media network, you know, and a lot of bands have been, I think, and it's helped tremendously, and it's competed and torn apart record labels all at the same time.
Well, it's thinking outside of the box. We're in a new frontier, and the whole thing is being different and finding a different way to do it, and the really unique artists.
Always try to stay with, you know, always, you do have to evolve. If you don't evolve, you know, your music is kind of like you're repeating your first record over and over again. And if we hadn't evolved, I don't think we would have had the luxury of going back to our first record and playing it on a tour in its entirety. So evolution is very, very key. I think for a band like us, it was very instrumental. I mean, it's different dynamics on a lot of bands that are more pure to their form and their genres. You know, we're kind of, you know, it's Latin rhythms and metal music meshed together.
But it's great stuff, and that's the thing. It's because of the uniqueness is what makes you guys so special.
Thank you. I think that is, I take a lot of pride in being unique. I think I suffered when I was a little kid with my brother's band. We had so much pride in wanting to be so different and not be the traditional ones, because we wanted to kind of be in that company of like but it was difficult. I mean, but just to finally have a career and some kind of success from doing this, you know, for 15 years straight.
That's a great thing.
It's been a great run, that's for sure.
Now, guitar-wise and music-wise, how'd you get your tone?
Oh man, all right. Well, I grew up when nu metal was just kicking off, and back then everyone was using Mesa Boogie. But that wasn't why I was drawn to Mesa Boogies. I was drawn to Mesa Boogies originally because of Santana. And he used to play the old Heartbreakers, the Mark 1s. He started off with the Mark 1s, and then he played the Heartbreakers. And then the Rectifiers came out, and I jumped on. The very first one I had was a single Rectifier. And it was 50 watts, and it was awesome. But then playing the down-tuned stuff, I realized I wasn't getting the bottom-end chunk. So I saved up money. All my tip money at the time. I was working at a coffee place, and handed it over. And I bought my first triple rectifier, which is still on tour with me.
Nice.
That thing has never broken down. That thing's a tank. And I diverted later on, grabbed a different amp, but came back to Mesa Boogie. I'll never leave Mesa Boogie. Guitars, I've always been
You know, Mesa Boogie really needs to start giving you these amps, man, the kind of love and affection. Your story is in. You know, but they should be giving you much more love. You should have full rigs.
I need more love and affection.
Yo, and you know what? On that, you know, that's enough clout to hook up your bass player with a good Mesa Boogie.
We need love and
That's
affection.
it. But you know what? We know the guys at Mesa Boogie and how good they are, so it's not going to shock us when you get a package real soon from them guys.
Right on, man. We told you sent us.
Now, you know what's funny? We're speaking about that. We had a conversation a while ago with the Eventide guys, and I told them, I said, yeah, I remember when I got my first Eventide. I go, letting go of $5,000 to get a 2-space rack for my guitar rig. And I was in my early 20s. It was like, ugh.
It's hard, man. You work so hard for that money, and if my thing always was, is if my stuff gets stolen, I'm gonna just lose it.
Oh, exactly.
And you know, it's gonna happen. Hopefully, it never does, but every now and then, sometimes it does. But I mean, it's hard for anybody, even if it's a $100 Squire guitar.
Oh, believe me.
You know, you're handing over money that you earned. It's always hard to you know, part with that much money. You know, $100 is $100. I don't care what.
I'll tell you what's harder than that. It's harder to part with your guitars and your instruments.
Oh, yes, most definitely.
I think about it and then I begin to get sad. It's a preparation. We traded once for a guitar, but I love that guitar. I was in love with that guitar. I don't regret that.
Yeah.
I like to trade. I rather trade. I don't like to sell. I never sold really instruments. I just traded.
I like finding unique things. Like my guitar collection is just diverse. I have 10, but it's I have a Gibson Blues Hawk, Les Paul body, double F holes, full hollow body. Let's see, I play guitar synth, so I have a more synth guitar with a 13-pin jack as well as that. My Flying V has guitar color shift paint on it, so it changes color. I have a Strat. So I'm all over the place, but I mean, let's see, I have a Steinberger. So it's, you know, a lot of different stuff. But back to you guys. We started to cover some stuff, and you hit one of my questions up.
You didn't ask us what we got. Can we say what we got?
Oh, definitely.
And what we use?
Definitely. I was going to ask you if anyone's sponsored yet.
I consider myself a little bit of a collector as well.
So what do you got, and what's on tour?
Well, what's on tour, you know, I play, you know, exclusively ESP basses. I do have a collection of other basses, which I will mention, but, you know, it's a great company. I've been with them since the beginning. I think all their instruments are just top of. I'm not trying to sell it. I'm being sincere that I really enjoy.
I have an LTD fretless bass, so I do know where you're coming from.
Yeah, I really enjoy it, and I get attached to my instruments. I feel like I have connections with them.
I name mine.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah.
You know, I have nicknames for all of them.
Of course you do. Yeah. You're like your kids.
But I also, in my collection of other basses, which I really love, I have two 70s original Music Man Stingray basses, which are killer. A 78 and 79. They both sound very distinctively quite different, but it's got these beautiful, undeniable tones. I have a Fender Precision bass. I'm right now obsessing over a Fender Jazz bass.
And what's on tour?
What's on tour is ESP.
And amp-wise?
Amp-wise, I'm using Tech 21.
Nice.
You know, and those guys have been great. And I also use, you know, the Sans amp, which is pretty much a brother-sister company.
You lucky enough to be sponsored by anyone?
By everyone that sponsors me. Dean Markley as well.
Well, let's give them some love. That's the whole thing.
You know, very lucky, very fortunate. You know,
and who else?
It's a part of the dream.
So who else is sponsoring you? There's Dean.
Dean Markley, ESP, Sans Am Tech 21. Through the years, I've had Ash Down, which was fun, freaking awesome. I really enjoy. I still play them in my studio. PV as well. PV wireless system. I have my PV wireless system. I kid you not, Aru and I have had ours for about 7 years.
And it still works?
And it still works. And we're just waiting on to update our packs.
Nice.
They're sending us out some wires and some new battery packs. But these things are, I can't believe the abuse that this thing, I mean, if you look at it, it looks like a crashed, abandoned vehicle.
Well, that's what I'm saying. On tour for 7 years, you know, most things don't last a year.
It looks like a barn find hot rod.
There you go.
You know, it's beautiful, but it's You know, it needs a little love.
Exactly. Now, what about you? What's on tour?
Let's see. ESP Guitars, been with them forever since I've joined the band. Evertune Bridges, my guitars never go out of tune. Mesa Boogie Amps, D. Markley Strings, and Godin Guitars for my nylon string acoustics.
I almost went with them for the MIDI acts I was playing,
Yeah.
and somehow I picked up this more, and I couldn't believe because it was made in South Korea, and I just didn't think there was quality there, and it's one of my favorite guitars.
Yeah, the Godin's, we playing the Multiac ACS, which has got a slightly bigger neck than a standard guitar, but a quarter-inch smaller than a standard nylon string guitar. So in terms of nylon strings, it's a thinner neck. So we're not transforming from the 2-inch scale to the 1 1/4 from the electric guitar. So
Oh no,
back and forth is not a
I
big
love
deal.
something like that
Yeah.
because you know, for anyone that plays, that is a big deal. Trying to grab a tree stump.
Yeah.
Sometimes. So let me get.
You know what? I just need to add because I don't feel like I did my ESPs. I was just thinking about them and I was thinking about the feel. Right now I'm playing the East E2 Stream basses.
Right.
And they are the easiest basses to play. It's like butter. It's like you don't even have to be that good to make them sound so incredible.
You know, I know what you're talking about.
And I also need to give props to EMG pickups. Yeah. Which all my basses have the 35 DCs.
Are they powered?
Powered, yes.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Okay. Just because I was lucky enough to play something, never owned it, but I know what you mean. I had this thing, and it just felt like butter was in my hands, running up and down the fretboard.
Nice.
And every guitar to this day, I try to mimic whatever that is. Get the action as low as possible. I don't care what you got to do.
Some instruments are just so sweet, and ESP is very consistent with their sweetness. You know, when you're thinking about the Fender, you have to find a good one. You know, a Gibson Les Paul, they're very moody.
Exactly.
You know, you can't just see one and think for a good deal and you think you're going to pick it up, it's going to be the greatest.
Yeah, I know that firsthand. It's not. You're going to have to get it worked on.
Yeah.
So here's probably the most important question I could ask in any interview. What might we have left out about Il Nino that they need to know?
We're on tour. We just started. We're about to hit your town somewhere. If you found this on the net,
You can follow us on social media. Obviously, it's official Il Nino on Twitter, Il Nino official on Instagram. You find us on Facebook, ilnino.com. If it's out there, we're there. We control our social media. So when you talk to the person, you're actually talking to one of us.
And you know, if you're watching this on the free iPhone or Android app, go to the website. There'll be links down here to all that stuff. Simplest ways to get to their music, the tour dates, contact the guys. And you never know. Since they're controlling their own stuff, you never know what they might just put up. So here's something we do pretty much with everybody. We have a fun little game, something we call Roll the Bones. If you're up for it, what this is I have a 30-sided dice on me, and I have 30 pre-selected questions. I think even 4 of them deal with music.
wonderful.
You guys up for a round?
Okay, I mean, if you want to cast a spell on us right now.
That's
up
not
for
a
it.
bad thing. I don't know if you could use a 30-sided dice for D&D. So I don't know if it's cast in anything.
Sure you can.
I know you could. Well, I know you could go with 20.
Oh.
And okay, there's the first spell.
What's he telling you, huh?
Actually, it rolled the best number of the game, but I'll let you start and we'll work our way around. And that would be 17, and 17 is why?
Why not?
That is my answer. 1, I have not seen that in forever. If I could be any superhero, who would I be? I'd be with Hulk, because when I get mad, I like to smash.
Oh boy, here we go.
And that is 28. And 28 is, rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 of how weird are you?
10.
Okay. And I guess you'll see that later in, well, for you in a minute, but for me in a few hours.
Well, I will definitely try my hardest not to let, too much of that weirdness out, but it'll be entertaining for sure.
So what are we going to see tonight of the set? We're going to see the first album.
First album, you're going to see a couple other songs from each of the other records.
It's a mystery, actually, whichever one we're going to play.
Yeah, we kind of pick them out of a hat that morning and which one we're going to play.
Or does the crowd...
Actually, can we borrow this dice and then we'll just
roll it? There you go. With the crowd screaming...
Get there again,
I got
30.
30.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
That was this one.
30 would have been is, who do you really hate the most?
I try not to hate. I'm trying to turn a new leaf.
Well, there you go, and that wasn't your question. But the best question of the game is if you roll the number 20, it says blow, and then I pull a pocket breathalyzer out of that bag. So that's really fun.
Are you serious?
I shit you not, man. And one time we had a
Let me see if I can get 20.
we had a vocalist blow. I think it was a 2-point something that night. So it was pretty much.
28.
We already answered that.
Oh,
You know what? We'll turn this off and we'll play at the breathalyzer maybe after the show and see what we're all gonna
I
do.
just want to see it.
Oh, well.
Maybe they should see it too. Oh, wow, it's an actual breathalyzer.
Oh yeah. See, it gives you a countdown on when you
thought it
have
was
to
gonna-
start blowing.
Is that for yourself or when you leave at the end of the night?
No, this is for if you roll a 20. That's all this was for. I bought one of these and I bought one for our BUZZTV Hollywood team because I said I want you guys to play the game, and
Cool. How often does the 20 come up?
very rarely, unfortunately. But as I said, the last
Should
time
probably
it did.
switch the number.
Well,
Which number comes up the most?
on that there isn't one. It's a 30-sided dice. I wish I knew. I'd love to
Certain
load it.
numbers you see. Okay, you just notice that the 20 doesn't come up.
I know the 20s rarely, the higher 20s come up a bit.
Because then we just roll the same thing.
I mean, that was 6. That's 1 again.
See, that's the second time 1 came up.
That's a loaded dice.
That's 3. Oh, let's see where it goes.
I love it.
Oh, there's 20. See? 20 just came up.
Wow, there you go.
So you never know when you're going to be blowing.
You. Blow.
I've been doing things, but you're not going to get that on a breathalyzer.
Hey, let's see what it says.
Okay, we could do that.
Shit, you never know. Maybe he did.
If THC shows up on a breathalyzer, damn, we're all in trouble.
Explain to us how this works.
Okay, I have to let it count down from 15 to 0.
And he blows.
He's blowing.
And the countdown goes.
Okay, so I'm at 0, and I've blown a 0.10. So that says there's pretty much no alcohol in me yet.
So, but what does it say? Is that one?
No, that's
Smidget.
a smidgen of nothing.
Basically,
I think it caught the
You
toothpaste.
made that up just
that was
now.
your mouthwash from the morning.
Pretty much. Now, if we do this after your show, it's going to read a whole different number. Well, at least for me it will. Well, it will for me. I'll
Really?
guarantee you that.
What number? Can we guess what number it'll read?
Oh, you could guess. It won't be that bad. I have to drive. So it'll still be within the limit, but it definitely won't be 0.1.
Awesome.
Well, look, we're going to let you guys run. I know someone's got to eat, and we have other things we got to get going. So for me, for the guys here at El Nino, for the Las Vegas Country Saloon, and for everyone out there, we're out of here, guys. See ya.
We should stay.